Hey, it's Ben. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how Jesse and Thomas closed $67,880 in 60 days with Google PPC ads. With that said, let's dive straight into it. So I'm going to be showing you the results, the KPIs, our exact strategy, why it works, what to do versus what not to do, as well as takeaways and action items that you yourself can use to implement into your wholesaling company. That way you can hit 100K per month and beyond. But the first thing I actually want to share is a recording of a client success call that I had with them, where they were telling me at this moment, this week, they were closing 1 out of 4 leads that were coming in. And the reason why I wanted to highlight this is because that's the power of PPC, right? When you're able to generate sellers that are so highly motivated, the ability for you to close them and close them at a higher rate increases, right? And this is why for us and our clients, we prefer to run Google and as well as Facebook ads over doing any other channel, right? Because it's scalable, it cuts your cash conversion cycle in half, you get bigger assignment fees, and you have the ability to turn up the faucet as much as you want or turn it down if things are going well. So check this out.
Not last week, but the week before, we got 8 leads from you guys, and I think the result, we got 2 contracts out of that.
Damn, okay, that's pretty fucking awesome.
Sweet. So now let's dive into the KPIs and metrics specifically. In the month of September, they got 18 leads. Their first month with us, they got 18 leads, 1 contract, 1 closed deal for a gross profit of $14,900. And in my personal opinion, I think these are okay results, but I'm not that proud of them. And here's why I say that. To close only 1 deal out of 18 leads is not that good, right? These are more like Facebook metrics, and we're running PPC, right? But obviously, we made our necessary tweaks as well as optimizations. That way, it got better. As you can see, in October, you got 12 leads, 2 contracts, 2 closed deals for a gross profit of $52,980, which is about 1 out of 6 leads that are coming in. Now, obviously, as you scroll down right here, you can see the metrics. Something I actually do want to add here, conversion rate, right? Conversion rate. Let's start by identifying what this is. The way Google, I was about to say Facebook, the way Google tracks conversion rates is how many clicks actually convert into a submitted lead. And for us, it was almost 15%, 14.4 to be exact, right? And the reason why I'm so proud of this as well is because average KPI from a lot of other agencies, they're happy with a 3 to 5% conversion rate on the landing page. So for us, we're 3 times that, right? So that's something I'm really proud of. Ad account link, obviously the data's right here, so we don't need to pull that up. That's just for us. And our deal board, right? Or our data board, whatever you want to call it. Ad spend 62.40, leads generated 26, Google PPC 3 contracts out of that. So if we do the math right now, average conversion is about 1 out of 8 leads, right? With PPC, which is within KPI, right? 1 out of 10, 1 out of 12, that's average KPI. For us to be less than that is really, really good. The contract to close rate right here, if we look at it, is 100%. And the reason why I like this so much is that they're not locking up contracts for the sake of locking up contracts, right? And this is something that I see many wholesalers do as a mistake. And I don't really like it because you end up giving false hope to the seller, and then you risk the opportunity of the seller, tarnishing your reputation, going online, Google reviews and all that stuff, BBB, all that not so good stuff, right? So what we see here is because of the fact that they close all the contracts, their acquisition managers are running their numbers properly. They're locking up at, realistic prices. And the beautiful thing is, or I guess better way to put it is the mindset that they have is that they lock up contracts with the intention of selling them. And I know that sounds like common sense, but nowadays, common sense is not so common, which is why I say this, right? So assignment fee, $67,880. Average assignment fee is $22,626. It's not bad. It's within KPI. I would try to push it for 25 to 30, but, I digress, right? Cost per lead is $240. It's a little bit on the higher side, but they are targeting specific markets, so that drives it up a little bit. 1 to 8 contract. Cost per contract is about $2,000 right now. Also, cost per deal is about $2,000 right now, which is really, really solid because you're putting in $2,000 in ad spend to get $22,000 on average out, right? And that, as a result, is a 10.07x return on their investment. So they're like ecstatic, right? Because what's happening is they're putting in $1 and they're getting $10 out. So my question for you then becomes, how many times are you willing to put in $1? A lot, right? And that's exactly what they did. Now, final thing, If you saw above here, they mentioned everything is in gross profit, right? So if you have an accounting background, gross profit is revenue minus cost of goods, right? So in this case, we're not selling a product. So the way we consider cost of goods in a wholesaling business is pretty much subtracting ad spend, right? Because it costs to get that contract, if that makes sense, right? So for us, he already gave me the number. It's 67,880, which I really appreciate. So if you looked at revenue, it would be a little bit higher, 67,000 plus. So let's just do the math right now. 67,880 plus 6240, plus my management fee, which is about 3K. And that's about 77,000, 78,000, right? Which is not bad, right? So if you look at their ROAS, it's a little bit higher. If you look at just the acquisition cost of the ad, so basically ad spend, right? But the way we do it is we do it full stacked, right? And when I say full stack, what I mean is we blend in our ad spend and our marketing costs, right? So that's something that is really good as well. So why are they successful? They do have a competitive advantage to them, which is why they're successful. So first thing, industry experience and market leaders. What I mean by this is they are one of the biggest and best real estate teams in the entire state of Phoenix, right? And you may be wondering, why are they spending so little? Obviously, you want to date before you're married, right? So now we're going to talk about marriage in a second. Second thing is highly profitable inbound marketing campaigns. So let's walk over that, right? I always start with top of funnel because we break it to three main pillars, right? For our marketing, we have pillar one, which is top of funnel cold traffic. So this is basically sellers who have never heard about us and are seeing us for the first time, right? This is top of funnel cold traffic. It's typically the most expensive. Middle funnel, retargeting, right? Why we run retargeting, how we do it. Third is bottom of funnel nurturing, right? So let's start with top of funnel. For them, as you saw, they're running PPC, so Google Ads, right? PPC is pay per click, so you're paying per click, it's in the name. And then Facebook ads, you're pretty much paying for digital real estate, or in other words, impressions, right? So whenever a seller clicks on that ad, they get redirected to a landing page where we try to get the four main pillars right off the bat, right? Motivation, timeline, property info, asking price. And obviously, we get a little bit more information like property type, are they flexible, occupancy, things like that. And the third thing is a calendar booking link with the option to schedule a call directly. Now, let me break this down for you. What I mean by this is after they submit us all their information or they give us all their information, we give the seller the option to schedule an appointment directly on the acquisition manager's calendar, right? That way, it's just straight to the point. Or they get the option on the thank you page. So after they schedule, they get the option to call us directly. You can't increase speed to lead faster than that. I mean, I know some people that are doing text, but now you're just, chasing each other back and forth over text, which is not fun, right? It's for us, what I've noticed works best is it's easier to close somebody on the phone than through text. It's absolutely possible, and obviously we've done it. I'm just saying path of least resistance. Because here's another thing. You can always call someone, and if they don't answer, you can text. But if you text someone, and just going back and forth, and then you call them, it comes off sort of salesy. So that's just top of funnel marketing. Now, the second thing we do is middle of funnel retargeting campaigns. So let's start with why we run retargeting in the first place. The reason we want to run retargeting is so we can get leads at a discounted rate. What do I mean by that? Whenever you're running retargeting, you are targeting people who have already seen your ad, they possibly already clicked on your ad, but they have not opted in. Right? So we're just getting in front of them one more time. Perfect way to explain retargeting is, let's say you search something up on Google, like this alpha brain thing or whatever. It's not a vitamin, but it's a nootropic that helps you with your memory. Point is, you search it up, you click on their website, their ad, whatever the case is, and then you click out of it. Now you open up Facebook and Instagram and you start scrolling. All you see is freaking Joe Rogan talking about how great Alpha Brain is, and it is a great product. Don't get me wrong. But the point is, they're just capturing you, getting in front of you again, reminding you that, hey, you should probably buy this because you expressed interest. So we're trying to do that, and that, as a result, gives us discounted leads, specifically at 40 to 50%. So if we were to put that as an example, that means if the average lead, for easy numbers, costs $100, you can get leads for $50, $60 a pop, right? So that's exactly why we run retargeting ads. Cheaper leads already express some sort of interest, so we're just capturing the low-hanging fruit, which is always good. And finally, the last thing is bottom of funnel nurturing. And the way we do it and our clients do it is three main things: emails, text messages, and ringless voicemails. This client transparently, we shout everything to their CRM, and they have their own processes in place, specifically their bottom of funnel nurturing to keep sellers in the loop. That way, whenever they are ready to sell, they'll raise their hand or call us back up and obviously move forward, right? So this is our marketing funnel laid out. This is how we generate distressed sellers who need to sell as opposed to just wanting to sell. Now, this is just our marketing. The next thing is the data tracking. So I want to jump over here. So with all of our clients, we have a marketing ROI and projections calculator that we use, obviously, on our calls. And the way it works is on the left here, we would, we plug in the numbers, what our ad spend is, what our management fee is, what the average site fee is, cost per lead, cost per deal, etc. And if from there, we're able to project where the business is going to be at in the next 12 months. So we sit on calls once a month or even twice a month with our clients, so bi-weekly, every 2 weeks, with our clients to make sure that we're hitting these numbers properly. Right? Because if we want to hit, for example, $1 million in revenue or even profit by the end of the year, let's start with revenue for easy for the sake of this explanation here. But let's say they want to hit $1 million in revenue by the end of the year, right? We need to know what numbers we need to hit on a monthly basis, quarterly basis, every 6 months in order to hit our goals, right? We need to set milestones, set rocks, quarterly objectives, etc. Right? We call them OKRs, objectives and key results, right? And this is how we enable them to be able to scale the marketing with clarity, because we're not just throwing shit off the wall and hoping it sticks. We have numbers that we can go off of in order to actually follow, right? And if we're not following them, we know what to tweak. That way we're not waiting until next month or the month after to figure out what's wrong, or even worse, waiting until the end of the year to figure out that, oh shit, we haven't hit our goals, right? We don't want that. So that's the importance of data tracking. And then another perfect example is attribution, right? So we have some clients that we use Hyros for. And if you don't know what the Hyros is simply a data attribution system where we can track exactly which ad, which campaign, the deal or the lead or the appointment is coming from. That way we could properly scale. Many wholesalers run into the mistake of scaling the wrong campaigns, right? Perfect example. Let's say you're running 3 campaigns: campaign A, campaign B, and campaign C. Campaign A, for example, could prove that it's generating you a $50 cost per lead. So you're like ecstatic. But what if it's generating you 0 contracts? Going to the next example. What if campaign B is generating you $200 cost per leads, but 1 out of 8 of them, in this case, is converting into a contract? And the other one, campaign A, is not converting anything. What are you more likely to scale? Most people would scale campaign A because the cost per lead is cheaper, so they're going to get more volume. But when we use attribution softwares like Hyros or Segmetrics or AdCongs, something that we can look at and that tells us which ad, which campaign, which ad set the deal came from, that way we could scale. We're scaling with proper data behind us, right? So this is how we at least scale our clients to get consistent results, because the way I look at it is that results with inbound marketing are not linear. They're more exponential. Here's what I mean. If you're spending $10,000 per month in ad spend and you get 10 deals out of it, if you spend $20,000 a month in ad spend, you would expect to get 20 deals out of it. That's linear. But it's more of the other way around. You can spend $20,000 and get only 15 deals. Or that's where diminishing returns come in. Or you can spend $20,000 and get 25 deals out of it, right? So it's more exponential if you put it on a curve or a graph, right? So this is how we use data or data attribution softwares like Hyros, Segmetrics, AdCong, etc. to scale clients properly. That way, when we scale, we're getting exponential results, because Facebook can't see which campaigns or ad set or ad is getting you deals, because there's just no integration until you implement Hyros or Segmetrics, right? So another thing I'll add on to that is that what we're able to do is we're able to feed those positive conversions, right? MQLs. So we have our own filters with our clients to determine which campaign or what type of lead under what filter is a marketing qualified lead or an MQL. And we can feed that data, not only MQLs, but contracts or deals, back to Facebook and train Facebook's AI to improve and target more of those people. And transparently, this is our secret, right? Like, I can give you all the ads, all the targeting, all the ad copy. But one thing you can't copy is our data attribution, because if we can consistently train Facebook's AI to get us these specific type of quality leads, we will literally dominate a market. So if you're a competitor in this client's market, for example, you're competing against us, and chances of you winning are pretty low, transparently, right? I don't say that to offend you. I'd rather say that to hopefully light a fire under you to take action and do something better, right? Because if you stay complacent, if you're not growing, you're dying. Anyways, next point. Their sales process, their acquisition process, and their disposition process is pretty fucking good, right? Matter of fact, it's fucking good. It's not pretty fucking good. It's fucking amazing. It's spectacular, right? They have a 1 to 8 lead to contract, which is very solid, and they're pretty much maintaining that. And then their contract to close is 100%. I know wholesalers doing 40 deals per month, and they're doing 40 contracts per month, and the contract to close is like 30%. So 70% of your deals are just falling through the cracks. And imagine what that does to your acquisition manager, right? It kills their morale. It kills the culture, right? And it's training your team to optimize for the wrong thing. Yes, you can get 100 contracts. Just overpromise and offer 200% ARV. Everybody's going to sign with you. Trust me. That is a guarantee that I'll make you. But how many wholesaling companies, wholesaling operations can actually maintain and set an expectation or make a promise to a seller that they can actually help and actually fulfill on that promise? Not many. And this is why Jesse and Thomas are so successful with us and just even in general, right? So with that said, let's talk about what's next for Jesse and his team. First thing, as I've already mentioned, is optimize and scale ads with data attribution. So like I said, we're going to find what is working based off of the data tracking that we have, scale it, and obviously turn off what's not working. And a big thing here that I want to emphasize is we want to optimize for the right data. We want to optimize on what's giving us the highest return on our money, return on ad spend, not lowest cost per lead, right? Because you can get leads on PropStream, Bash leads for 30 cents a pop, but what is the return on that, right? It's gonna take a lot of sifting time to go through, and hopefully that makes sense. So another thing is, when things are going well as they are right now, it's time to double down and scale the hell out of it, right? The second thing, and this is something I'm really, really excited about, is we're going to be scaling up a Bolt Deals exclusive partnership, right? So obviously their dispo is very healthy. Their disposition arm, at least, is really healthy. And what we're doing is we want to build their brand. That way more people can, for example, get properties under contract and dispo deals to them, right? Sell their deals with them. JV, it's a 50-50 split. And there's even an option for you to send them a lead, underwrite it, get it under contract, and sell. And obviously the split is 70-30, 70 to them, 30 to you. But that's also an opportunity for them, and it's a massive profit ladder, which is something that I'm really, really excited about. Because something I tell a lot of wholesalers, do not scale your business off of revenue, because revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, and then cash flow is reality. So focus on that. And that is something we are going to do. Now, with that in mind, let's talk about some takeaways and hopefully some action items for you to scale your business, because at the end of the day, my mission, my goal with this channel is to help you take everything that I have for free on YouTube here, because nothing's against a paywall, to scale your wholesaling operation to 100K per month and beyond, right? Assuming that's something you want. If you don't, then I don't really know what to help you, right? 50K a month is still cool, but point is, we want to help everybody watching this to scale to that 7-figure a year in revenue with their wholesale operation, right? So the first biggest thing, bigger operations are successful because they have more leverage, right? The 4 pieces of leverage, if we break it down, are media or content. They have a brand. Their CEO is pretty big. Code, right? So this is coding. So it's more of software. You build it once and you never touch it again. Or we leverage those softwares like automations, CRMs to expedite things in our business. Capital, which is obviously reinvesting, and labor. So this is the 2 biggest ones. That's why they're highlighted. Capital is reinvesting money into ad spend. I mean, everybody knows the saying, it takes money to make money, but how many people are actually willing to execute on that? Not many, because they're scared. But transparently, from what I've seen, people are scared because they don't believe in themselves to close those deals. Because if you believe in yourself and you got leads, why wouldn't you close deals? I don't know, right? And I feel like that's a lot of a big limiting belief that many wholesalers have. That it's my goal to overcome that, or else you stay the same. And like I said earlier, if not growing, you're dying. labor. Their sales team completely dialed, dispo team's completely dialed, and we leverage their time, their skill sets, their experience to achieve our goal of closing deals, making revenue, making profits. Next, like I said earlier, when things are working well, it's time to double down. Now it's time to double down because it's working. Next, I think I already mentioned this, lock up deals with the intention of selling them, not false gratification. There's so many wholesaling gurus that it drives me insane that they preach and they brag about how many contracts, or even better, they brag about projected revenue. The money is not real until it hits your bank account, right? It's not even at the deal close because some shit can happen. It's when the money hits the bank account. There's a saying, do not count your chickens before they hatch, or don't count your eggs before they hatch. You get the point, right? So lock up deals with the intention of selling them. It is my personal recommendation, and again, you do whatever the hell you want. If in the back of your head, you know that you're not going to lock up or you're not going to sell this deal, and you lock it up, you are lying to the seller. That is my personal hot take, and hopefully you agree with me, because this is exactly what we preach to our clients. And obviously, we're at an 86% client success rate as of last month, so I think we're doing okay. Partner for profit, What this means is the partnership branch here, right? Partner with other wholesalers, build your brand, partner up with other wholesalers to get deals to the finish line. Now, partnering and daisy chaining are two completely different things, so I really want to make that clear. So with that said, that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a lot of value out of it. And if you did, don't forget to like, comment, as well as subscribe. By the way, if you are a virtual wholesaler and you're closing 2 or more deals per month and you're looking to scale with inbound marketing, the exact same systems and processes that we use for Jesse and Thomas here, I'll put a link in the description where you can hop on a call with either me or a member of my team. I'll also put it in the comment section as well if that helps. And I love to hop on with you, walk you through the numbers of exactly how this works and what this would look like. That way you can implement it into your business. And finally, if you enjoyed this video, I'm pretty confident you're going to enjoy this next video right here, how we help one of our other Chris and Cole, who's a partner, scale from $0 to $214,000 per month in just 6 weeks. I'm going to break down everything, right? The results and KPIs, the lessons we learned from both parties, our exact strategy, our targeting, what markets we targeted, our ad spend, everything. I do not hold anything back. And like I said, lessons. And hopefully you get value out of this. I create these videos with, like I said, the mission of helping you scale to 100K a month. And if you enjoy it, if you get value out of it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It truly means a lot to me. It tells me that you guys actually enjoy this and you get value out of it. And finally, like I said, if you're a virtual wholesaler closing 2 or more deals per month, you want us to do the exact same thing for you, click the link, schedule a call with me, and I'd love to walk you through the entire thing. Again, my name is Ben, CEO and founder here at Bolt Deals, and I look forward to speaking with you and seeing you in the next video. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.